Gentlemen, behold. Today I bring you a game from My Games. That's right, the studio is called My Games. And it is a new battle royale, an extraction shooter is what they are calling this game. Game is a free to play first person shooter game where you pretty much group up with a squad of 3, or you can play solo if you like, and pretty much you do a treasure hunt where you have to go in a zone and do like God of War style puzzles. And I think this game was very heavily inspired by God of War, and I'll get into that later. But pretty much you do those puzzles and you get little glyphs. And once you get these 5 glyphs, you use the 5 glyphs they give you because that's the key to the vault. And then you go to the vault and shoot the glyphs in the correct order to open it. Now, where this game gets really, really interesting is that every team is competing to get the same treasure. So the objective of the game is to is not to solve the puzzle first, but to get out with the treasure. And what that means is that you don't even have to solve the puzzle if you don't want to. You can actually just wait for other teams to solve it and then try and be like that guy at the end of the movie, like smoking a cigar, like, you fool, you only brought it for me. And then you kill him and take the treasure, like, yeah. But that's up to you. You play the game however you want. I try and play it more like a treasure hunter, but that being said, when you play this game, you always have to be aware, especially when you're doing puzzles. It's super easy to get ambushed while you are just trying to do a puzzle, and if you're not paying attention, some guy's gonna walk up and just blast your team. Because the kill time in this game is very fast. You go down really fast. Another thing that makes this game very interesting is that it is PvPvE. So there's also AI enemies around the map that you can fight in certain little camps, and usually those camps will reward you for fighting the enemies by either giving you loot from the enemies you killed, or there'll be a chest, and in this chest there'll be like a gun or whatever item for you to pick up. Now, before I get into more like gameplay stuff, I want to say that this game is full crossplay, so it's 100% crossplay enabled. So if you're on PC, you can play with your console buddies, and if you're on any console, you can play with Xbox and PlayStation. Or if you have a PC buddy, you can play with him. So I think that's really awesome. I always love those kind of features. More ways for gamers to connect with one another, so that's always good. It's always good. So yeah, so getting on to gameplay, like I was saying before, it's basically your basic shooting game, and the little thing to add, the little element that spices it up, is you have to do puzzles, and you have to fight the non-player NPCs, or I guess NPCs is NPC is non-player character, but you know what I'm saying. So you gotta do these little puzzles, and as you do them, you get little glyphs, and as you get the glyphs, as I said before, you get to the treasure. One thing I will say is that even this game is just came out, so I'm gonna give it a bit of a leeway, but sometimes it was a bit laggy. And sometimes I would shoot at things and it would go right through it, and it was kind of frustrating, but like I said, this I'm gonna give it a pass because it's a newer game. So if you are playing this game now, get ready for some lag. But other than that, I feel like they have a great game on their hands. I feel like the gameplay loop is fun. I feel like even when I lost matches, I would want to play more. And sometimes it would get really, I would get like mad. Like I won't even lie. Like, I really want to rage because uh, we would get to the end and we would just get stomped by another team, or we would get third party, and that was kind of annoying. But that's kind of like the name of the game, and it actually kind of gives it cooler a cooler feeling, because once you have the treasure, you're like, okay, now everyone on the map is gonna come after me. Now, another cool thing is that when you die in this game, as long as one of your teammates is alive, you can resurrect, which is pretty cool. So it actually rewards tactical retreating, because your teammate, if they know you both are down, he can run away and get to a place and just spawn you later in another hole, which is nice. And then you guys can set up an ambush point and try and ambush the team if they got the treasure, or if they're getting the treasure. It's up to you if you want to do it. That just adds more layers and layers of gameplay, which I think is really cool. And I feel like this game does really well. Graphically, I'm not gonna. It's graphically, it's nothing crazy. I feel like if it's pretty much doing it, they played it safe by doing the Fortnite graphic. There's nothing. I don't have anything against these graphics personally. There's some people who don't like these graphics at all, but me, I don't mind them. You know, I'm playing a video game. I'm trying to have fun. You know, I could turn my brain off and enjoy. Okay, so when you start the game as well, you get to make your own character, which is kind of cool. And there's not really much choices you get. You get kind of like a simple character creation thing, and you also get a item choice where you get exo and I can't exo and something else. I can't remember the other item for the life of me. One's a boomerang and a lantern, and the other one's a flare gun and a cantina. I think out of all those items, I think the cantina is the best item because it heals you and it also regenerates your stamina while you're drinking it. So that's really really good, especially when you have to be somewhere fast or if survive a fight and you need to heal it real fast. It's really good to have. Um, the the boomerang I have no uses for. I feel like that was the most useless item. The torch was all right. I think it's not good versus players, but again, when you fight so with those puzzles I was talking about, you can fight there's fighting puzzles too, where you have to fight the enemies or fight the waves, and sometimes they'll have a boss monster, and the lantern's actually very very good against the boss monsters because it does constant burning damage to them. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about the puzzles. Other than the fighting puzzles, all the puzzles seems like they were inspired from like those memory games or God of War. And speaking of God of War, this game was definitely heavily inspired by God of War, especially with the way the everything is painted on the rocks to tell you you can climb these. I think that's a really nice idea, and it helps the player understand more. Also, this game has a surfboard which allows you to kind of run on the water, which is cool. And then you can also go up the river, which some player showed me and my friend. So we were playing with some random. He showed us that, and I think that was really awesome. That gives you like more tactical ways to approach things. You don't have to just go one certain way. As far as it goes, I think that's about it. That's all I have for this game. Just a quick wrap up. I think it's a fun game. It's a bit laggy and a bit buggy, but I'm gonna give it to that this game just came out and it's by a small studio. So I'm gonna try and let it go. But also, one that's annoying is when you try to do puzzles and the random in your team doesn't know it's a puzzle, so you keep shooting the thing and they have to reset. That's also kind of annoying. Other than that, not annoying, but it's frustrating when you get the glitch to the vault and a team third parties you, but that's part of the game. You know, you have to get used to that. But yeah, that's about it for what I think is the worst parts. But where the game is strong is it's fun. The guns sound good. They have a really good system going on, and I feel like once they get rid of the lag and they figure out how to polish the system, I feel like they have a great game on their hands. And we will see where this game goes. Will it stay around and become the next Fortnite, or is it gonna become like Rumbleverse and sadly shut down within a year or two? But only time will tell. I think this game is fun. I think it's worth a download. Like I said, it's free. It's free on all consoles. It's got crossplay. So if you have friends on other things and you want to play with them, but you can only play limited games, here's another game you guys can play together. One thing I will say is that there's always squad right now. There's always squads and solo, and solo is crazy because everything I just told you, imagine that times 10, because you're alone. So it's just a much more wilder game on solo, but I feel like it'll definitely draw the audience that it wants to. Yeah, that's about it. I definitely give this game a thumbs up. I say give it a try, and if you like it, hey man, awesome. If you don't like it, well, give it. You know, at least it was free. All right, that's the end of the video. I don't have anything else to say about the video game. I feel like I've been rambling on for like 10 minutes now, so I think that should be that should be enough words for the game. If you like the video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe. Apparently, according to the thing, 80% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you don't mind, just hit that subscribe button. That would be awesome. All right, that's about it. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.